Yes, Johnny. Thank you. Well, hello there. Hey, hi, social media family. Of any subscribers or visitors alike. Of any persons who are affiliated or associated with and are representing my own YouTube social media channel and or chat room or comment section. How are you all doing? Each and every one of your persons. And for that matter, how are your loved ones of any relatives and friends of your different households? Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay and feeling like so. Not better yet, to be said all right, and likewise stated for the record. Not best of all to be put like this here, whereas any of your persons can or could possibly claim to have become or be of a status, whereas you can honestly say that you feel more blessed than stressed. That is blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, too blessed to probably become or be stressed is what I meant to say. Sorry about that. I apologize. Regardless of whether or not my person am speaking correct, proper standard English grammar of the American dialect, being a some such quality and quantity for all of its grammatical usages or not. Be I speaking of kings and some street slang for that matter. Sorry about the disruption or interruption. But then if you could possibly hear something in the background outside my apartment door, I have little, if any, or possibly worse yet, not any control over that. But just as long as the commotion or whatever, whoever stays outside my apartment door, then we won't have a problem. Then, because I do believe in exercising my rights and privileges to demonstrating how fast I could use my itchy, trigger happy 911 emergency tail call dialing. There's 911 emergency tail phone, 911 emergency tail phone calling, dialing finger. Well, something like that. I think you all get the idea of what I'm trying to say. And to let the local police authorities begin to acknowledge that you know, the Batman signal has been triggered as there is trouble in paradise, or whatever I have said. Especially if you have a neighbor from damn hell, dickhead prick threatening your life verbally. Sorry about that. I destroyed my testimony as a believer in not just a higher power, but the higher power, the one true God, once again, as I am supposed to be a Christian, another Protestant persuasion, believe it or not. And moving right along. And I don't want to go into that sad sack story about a certain neighbor being of a local drug pusher, making my life, or attempting to make my life a living damn hell. From following me into the business office of management to attempt to flip the script, whereas all I'm going in there to do is to try to renew my apartment rental lease agreement, and whereas he himself is to make it seem like he's the victim, whereas I was having second thoughts about doing so, but I had no choice, because I had nothing available to me on short notice, whereas I could relocate after being here for what seemed like an agonizing eternity, being bothered with him mainly, when there are other neighbors from down here, but not as worse as him. From him sitting on, that's from him, yes, following me into the business office management to possibly give me the business, so much monkey business, demonic activity, devilment, or whatever I said. To him sitting on the stoop outside the building, in the dead of night, verbally threatening me, threatening my life. To him, nearly driving his bicycle or bike to simply saying to my person, whereas he come about a couple few inches away from my physical body, rolled up in the back of me, and then rolled alongside of me, and rolled off on his whatever I said, and didn't bother to say excuse me. So that told me right there he had done that as he did on purpose. Whereas I'm having to call the police on him for that, as well as for him sitting on the stoop outside the building before then, threatening my life verbally. To him running down the sidewalk with one hand in his coat jacket pocket, regardless of whether it was for a cold winter season or hot summer season like it is now. And whereas I'm trying to catch a train for a mass transit, public transportation system, with all of his different bus and train route for his premises, probably of a train station right across from the building, where I'm having to take a detour as a U-turn and go elsewhere and catch a bus much rather instead to he himself standing in the front entrance and exitway of the building while I'm coming back from a hospital after being treated for a physical ailment by licensed physicians, doctors, and the subordinates, nurses, whereas I'm having to do a detour from there and try to enter into the building via the back way, and where there's like one or two back doors that he goes in and out of more regularly than the other one, and mainly most of the one next to my apartment door. And regardless of the lock mechanism being messed up and needing repairs, so therefore he would prop something in between the door and the border to get in through that particular back door of the building. Whereas I barely made it into my apartment and closed and locked my door. And not a minute too soon, he's standing outside my apartment door, cussing and swearing like a drunken sailor, threatening my life verbally, misbehaving like he himself is practically, if not possibly, about to kick my apartment door in. And whereas I had managed to get off an emergency telephone call to the police before my cell phone would have died completely, and at the same time recharge it, And so much for that conversation of dialogue. And moving right along, because I said I didn't want to, continue discussing matters of a sad sex story regarding making reference to he himself, who is in rather severe or serious need of professional mental health services coming from a licensed professional mental health provider, be one a shrink or an exorcist for that matter. Hee-hah! Again, he's not going to attempt to establish rapport with me or a different social environment or relationship. After that bridge has been burned, that ship has sailed like the Titanic or Lusitania. That would be similar to a case scenario of male rapists hoping to establish rapport of a different kind of social environment, interaction, or relationship with one's former ex-female sexual assault victim or female rape victim. That's not happening, as the average female sexual assault victim, female rape victim would much rather put a bullet through the head of her former ex-male attacker of a sexual predator, animal, monster character. Unless, of course, she were to have become or be a super Christian, going the extra mile to show how Christian she is, of a believer and of the Protestant persuasion. Then, because in the real world, that wouldn't happen too often. How much less the possibilities of that happening. The chances of that happening is just as much to be speculated as a person hoping to hit the lottery. And very few people or persons hit the lottery for millions of dollars. Get a clue. And moving right along. Yes, I'm not at that level of Christianity at the moment. Besides, I want to get sidetracked and get food and then be in for a worse living nightmare that this one particular main neighbor from downhill could be possibly planning for me. Then I could possibly never get out of this hellhole of this worst neighborhood and get back to much more familiar territory of a better one, read between the lines, fill in blanks, as in a vicinity area neighborhood community that is less impoverished, less poverty stricken, with less food deserts and less crime ridden. And moving right on. And now that I got the preliminaries out the way, being the salutation, greeting, basic intro, introduction, footnotes, etc., including the icebreaker, blah, 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 blah. For better, for worse, positive or negative. I don't want to talk about this one neighbor from downhill anymore. Not to mean to kill anybody's eardrums, rain on your parade, and kill your spirit. Dumping something so upon your mind at the moment. Though the weather's temps is enough to, make you feel like you have become subject to experiencing mental anguish and physical trauma. And for that matter, the subject matter for the present given on time or topic of discussion to be debated or that being a given argument is whereas I wish to speak upon how the average human being, unless you are some kind of hybrid, needs, liquids or fluids, well, mainly or mostly water, you know, as regularly as possible, being that because the physical human body is made up of something like 90 something percent water, you know. I cannot give you all the exact percentage because I don't remember. I know it's mostly mainly made up of water. And I was feeling just ever so dehydrated lately, regardless of whether or not any of the likes of my present neighbors from down hell could have possibly played a big part in me feeling that way, especially as there are not just the worst, but the worstest ones yet, and not just one of the worst, but one of the worstest neighborhood communities for the Cincy area. And people in down hell want ice water. You better keep some kind of working cell phone when it comes to like getting back to the original stuff now. Yeah, so it had been brought to mind, and God works in mysterious ways that you got to stay hydrated if you don't want to face the music. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Don't miss that train. But the other party train, if you're in recovery, hopefully you are, because if you are drunk or hype or alcoholic or drug addict and you're not, so I like to think that hopefully God will bring it to mind that much more to your attention that you have to get hydrated. You have to get some of such a not just the best, but the best beverage in the world in your system, being of H2O water. You hear what I'm saying? Don't miss that train. Don't miss the party train. The water party train. Gathering at the water cooler before a business, etc. Boom, 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 boom. Don't miss that train. Don't miss the water train. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm saying, you know what I mean? Let me make sure I don't have anything with my address listed because I have more than my own share of, stalkers as well as crank callers. Especially if they could be maybe from down hell moon like that, something such. Something for that conversation. It don't matter if you're black or white. Yeah, but anyway, getting back to the original subject matter, and as I'm about to close out shortly. So I was feeling so dehydrated. I was like, what in the world Did somebody throw a monkey wrench in Mother Nature's program again? Being the likes of one of these here mad scientists or something? I'm like, man, when will they ever learn to leave Mother Nature alone? What I thought. Yeah. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone, I said. Leave it alone. Mother Nature ain't messing with you. Why you keep up with Mother Nature? What's wrong with you, man? Get Greta Thunberg in an uproar. I said, Mother Nature ain't messing with you, man. But dude, guy, fella. Why you gotta be a bully, beating up on a woman? Mad scientist, for the likes. I said, leave Mother Nature alone. Quit attempting to throw a monkey wrench in her program. Yeah. Leave Mother Nature alone. Quit affecting the atmosphere. You know, these weather temps. You jive SOB bastards and mad scientists. I don't care if you're here working with the secret societies and royal families. Hear what I'm saying? Leave Mother Nature alone. She don't mess with you. She has a million other things that she would much rather to do than to mess with you. You know, Mother Nature don't give up. She don't give up. She gonna do her thing anyway. Hopefully more in accordance to God's divine plan. So, you know, I'm hearing there's some mad scientists that's really going out of their way to really affect Mother Nature. Be it to compliment how they could get paid off, and big business CEOs at that, to screw up, you know, the ecological balances of the planet, this big blue marble in space, to supposedly compliment a conspiracy theory, how that, you know, the one percenters who represent, you know, the filthy rich, you know, as some such given moment in time, you know, the one percenters who are supposedly owning that is one percenters, you know, the one percenters are the filthy rich who are supposedly owning, like, say, the majority of most of the world's wealth or the planet's resources, and exploit the other 99% of the world's population, of the global or international community, being of the rest of us, you know, and how they want to bump off 1 billion persons in the world so that they can or could possibly be much better able to, you know, manipulate others to control them, and with their flunkies to help them. They pay flunkies to help them. Yeah. But then on this last note of interest, I would like to say, if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, please get him now. That water of the rose of Sharon, while the blood is still running warm in your veins, so that you don't have to worry about ending up in the lake of fire down hell, but so that you can become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven like anybody else, if not already, and so that even so you can be blessed down here upon the planet Earth and hopefully be a blessing on others. You all take care. We out. Peace.